Good warm-up right there, but let's transition to the association, where the Warriors got back into the win column last night when they took down the Houston Rockets 105-98. Steph Curry led the way with 27 points. Jimmy Buckets chipped in 19 to hold off a late surge from Houston. Golden State is now 3-1 since acquiring Butler at the deadline. Draymond Green recognizes the difference Butler has made for the team. Take a listen.
He's a franchise changer. He's done that everywhere he's gone, and he is helping revitalize what we got here, the belief amongst this team now that he's arrived as opposed to what it was before he got here. It's night and day.
Drink it in, America. Say hello to Kendrick Perkins and Brian Windhorst, who are here with us. Wendy, we're going to begin with you. Which team can change the narrative the most after the All-Star break?
Boy, Draymond Green looks like a guy going on vacation. I'm jealous of him. Yeah, I think he's headed down your way, Stephen A. So the Warriors have already felt the impact of getting Jimmy Butler. They're in the middle of a long road trip. That last night was the 6th out of a 7-game road trip because their arena's in use for the All-Star game. When they get back and start playing at home again, I think the Warriors can rise up the standings. Now, I am not in the camp that says this is a championship contender, but remember, when they made this trade for Jimmy Butler, they were in 11th place in the West. And they haven't moved up that far since, but the standings are tightly packed. And I think what they are looking at is to see if they can get that 6th seed, if they can avoid the play-in and get into the playoffs proper. They're 4 games back at the Clippers to do that. I think Jimmy Butler can be the type of guy that can take them. They've had so many close losses, Joe. I think they've had 17 games this year that they've been in clutch time that they haven't been able to win. I think Jimmy Butler's a game changer in that regard. I think they have the 7th or 8th easiest schedule coming in, so not super easy, but not super hard. And there's a couple of teams in front of them that are in some trouble, including Dallas, who is facing serious injury problems. So I watch for the Warriors to move up in the second half.
So do I. I do. I still don't believe that it's nothing against Jimmy at all. I definitely think Jimmy is an upgrade. I definitely think he helps make them better. It's just that I don't think the parts around him can do but so much come playoff time, particularly against any opposition with size. Having said all of that, what Jimmy Butler has reminded us of, Wendy, Big Perk, I love how he can get to the line. I love how he brings a different dimension to the Golden State Warriors. Yeah, you got Steph Curry working through picks and looking for an open spot so he can launch long range. You got Jimmy Buckets. He had like 34 free throws in his first 3 games as a Golden State Warriors. He's going to get to the free throw line. And that helps Golden State in a variety of ways. Biggest thing is that you got somebody that knows how, not just as aggressive, but knows how to be aggressive efficiently and effectively if you're the Golden State Warriors and Jimmy Buckets. Number 2, because he goes to the free throw line, that's getting breaks, and that's providing breaks for somebody like Steph Curry, who's running around all the time. Remember, he's about to turn 37 years of age in March. And so I think those kind of things definitely help him, and it helps the Golden State Warriors, and plus it helps Draymond Green because he doesn't have to be the lone tough guy on his squad. He's got another brother like Jimmy Buckets that's going to be right there.
Got a little hairy there, Zena Mully, as the Warriors are up 81-57 in total control with about 3:48 left in the third quarter. But the Rockets go on a 32-10 run to make it interesting. But the Warriors make all the plays down the stretch of Steph Curry. He's averaged over 32 points over his last 6. And the Warriors wipe away last night's tough loss with a good victory against Houston. Steph joins us here on Toyota Warriors Post-Game Live. Chris Willen, Zena Keita, Bonte Hill. Steph, what is happening as he's looking around for the crowd? What's going on out there, Steph? Oh, he's getting some love for the fans. There it is. Get some dope love from Houston. They still love you in Houston, Steph? I thought they'd be booing you out there. I don't think Steph has his headsets on quite yet as he's waiting. What is he waiting for? Is he just taking it all in, will he?
Yeah, it seems like it.
Hey, it looks like he's just soaking it in. All right, get him rolling in a second.
Well, Steph Curry had a dynamic finish to this game. Warriors got off to a big lead, like we've seen before. The Rockets storm back in the second half. But they hold on. Another game, Bonte, impressive Zena, with another game where they don't shoot the 3-ball well. They shoot under 40% from the field, but find a way to win. Winning ugly is a win. I think this team, I think it's a positive because they're finding other ways to win when they don't play their A game. Over the All-Star break into the second half, I think it's going to be really important they incorporate Jimmy Butler's isolation play inside the 3-point line and maintain that motion, rhythm, 2.5 basketball on the perimeter.
Winning ugly, winning with resilience. That was a spirited comeback from Houston that played a really ugly first half and then came back, got it together. This is what they do, Houston. They find a way to find the energy within them to play defense, to speed up their opponent, to get their opponent feeling a little bit frenetic. And that's what they got out of Houston in the second half. Warriors were able to hold them off. That's a big time win for them.
All right, let's go back down to Houston to the Toyota Center to to Steph and Curry who's standing by. And Steph, we were wondering, we thought they booed you all the time in Houston. They're showing you all type of love down there at H-Town, despite causing them another nightmare there. What's going on down there in Houston, Steph?
I don't know if y'all can see what I'm looking at right now, but there's literally like half of the lower bowl is all of Dub Nation. It's kind of crazy to think about just the love that we get down here. And, like you said, there's been a lot of battles. This is a different team, but yeah, this is special for sure.
It's really cool to see you taking it all in. When you think about the fact that you, Jimmy, and Draymond logged some serious minutes against Dallas, everyone expecting you guys to sit out. What was the goal in playing tonight, and what was the message you were hoping to send?
We just want to go into the break with a win. It's kind of like just a mental battle to get ready for this game. Quick turnaround, a tough game last night that we felt like we should have won. And for us to come out with a lot of focus in the first half, try to keep the game simple and play solid, not beat ourselves like we did last night. We gave ourselves a buffer. Obviously, Houston came back and played amazing and had a crazy comeback, but we played with focus down the stretch, executed on both ends. Once we started getting rebounds, we were able to close the deal. That's the way we're supposed to play. You just got to keep it consistent.
Steph, 3-1 now with Jimmy Butler. A different look. All of a sudden, you guys are winning points off turnovers. You get into the free throw line and not as reliant on the three-point shot. What do you like so far with Jimmy Butler, and what do you want to see better improvement moving into the second half of the season after All-Star break?
We're always just trying to continue to build chemistry, understand what he does well. You can't really rush him, and the crazy thing is he's still a little rusty. He would even tell you that. Just trying to get back in game shape. He didn't play consistently early in the season, so for him to get his legs underneath him and for us to understand what he does well, he dominates the paint. He usually makes the right play. He draws a crowd, great passer. So if the game slows down, it's another option to run our offense through to try to create good shots and not be so one-dimensional like we were.
Jimmy Butler aboard, guy who just walked past you. Brandin Podziemski played some good basketball since he's returned from injury. Moses Moody started to make his presence felt there. Steph, we're going to let you go because we know you have a monster weekend ahead of you. Can't wait to have you back home for All-Star Weekend.
Absolutely ready to finally get off this road. Looking forward to the whole weekend for sure.
Absolutely, Steph.
Appreciate
Safe
you.
travels, man. Absolutely. Stephen Curry tonight, 27 points to dagger, 3, 5, and 13. And he's just taking it all in. That was a moment right there. Because you think about that building, and when he was drafted by the Golden State Warriors, you wouldn't see all those blue jerseys everywhere on the road. And down in Houston, where they've been in Western Conference Finals, second-round playoff appearances, first-round playoff appearances, and he's standing there and Dub Nation still out in full effect.
It's just really cool to see a star like that still moved. You could see him taking it all in, wanting to take a moment to not only give an appreciation for those there, but feel that moment for himself. This is a guy going into his 11th All-Star. It still doesn't get old for him, and it doesn't get old for us watching him do that.
Yeah, that's the passion and joy that Steph brings every night, which is another amazing quality about Steph. It's one thing about his pregame ritual and his dedication, work ethic to get ready, but to enjoy it each and every night and enjoy the stuff outside the game. That's a true gift that Steph Curry has. And Bonte tonight, once again, really impressive. Steph Curry knocking down threes, but I just think as a team, and Steph just mentioned at the end of his comments there, not being one-dimensional, not relying on the three-point shot. Actually, they haven't shot the three ball really well since Jimmy Butler's been here, but they're 3-1, getting to the free throw line almost 30 times a game. As importantly, shooting up over 85%. And this team was 30th in the league, and they were not getting there. So this is a huge change for the Warriors. Adds another dimension to their arsenal. And to me, you could call it winning ugly, get a win any way you can on the road. But to me, it's another way to win a basketball game. They're going to have their nights where they knock down threes and everything's rolling. They're going to automatically win those games. A game like tonight, I'm not quite sure they win this game, 2 weeks ago.
24-27 from the free throw line, 89% tonight. Steph, 8 of 9. The Jimmy Butler effect. And they were getting to the charity stripe, slowing down the game, setting up their half-court defense, and now playing from behind here. I thought that was very impressive on this road trip, their ability to get to the foul line.
And their ability to use Steph in the ways that he's supposed to be used, particularly outside of the three. How many times, Mully, were we watching this tape and being like, Houston, what are you doing? That's a wide open Stephen Curry. And his teammates being able to hit him on the move. Steph averages 3.6 free throws attempts a game. He had 6 by the top of the second quarter. This is the way that you want to show that dynamism, being able to score in different ways, as Mully continues to mention of. You don't necessarily need the three ball. Now, everyone in the league is starting to adjust a little bit to that. How can we use Jimmy Butler more? How can we use the attention that he garners to get our star open like Steph Curry?
And this is a great defensive Houston team with dynamic athletes, length across the board. They can switch everything. So it's really important to manufacture other ways to score the basketball. And the other thing, Bonta, you mentioned to Steph, in the half court, settling things down, putting the ball in Jimmy's hands. Tonight they ran they ran a split action up at the three-point line. They fed Draymond. Steph came running up to back pick Jimmy. So a little wrinkle in Steve Kerr's playbook. But again, in the half court, not turning the ball over. Tonight they dominate the points off turnovers, 25-12 plus 13. That's another stat that has really hurt the Warriors, over the last 2 seasons. Since Jimmy Butler has arrived, they're dominating the free throws and they're dominating points off turnovers. It's a huge change for this Warriors.
No, they've been able to flip that. And the guy who's playing well, Brandin Podziemski. I know he's gotten a lot of heat on social media, but since he's returned from his abdominal injury, I think Brandin Podziemski has been as consistent as any player on this roster right now. He got to start tonight as Steve Kerr tried it out his 33rd different starting lineup. 18 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Stretch he had with Moses Moody, and that first half helped build that big lead that the Warriors were able to create. 4 steals in 39 minutes. Brandin Podziemski's playing some ball right now, Zena.
Look at that stat line. You want balance in the way that you impact the game. Being able to get on the glass, 5 defensive boards. That was huge considering how big Houston was and is on the boards overall. 4 assists, and also the moves that Brandin Podziemski was making to the basket. Very acrobatic at the basket, being able to be creative in the way that he was attacking. But Brandin Podziemski always has been known as a hustle player. And in tonight's game, that's what he was able to do. Get some steals, get some momentum, push the pace for the Warriors.
There are 2 things with Pods to me. His health, obviously, is number 1. Like, he looks really healthy. He looks fit. He's moving around the floor beautifully, both offensively and defensively. With that, he's knocking down 3-point shot. You look at those clips, he's not always attacking off the dribble. You see him giving the ball up, getting it back, playing with a live dribble. The fact that he has confidence to knock down that 3, when they close out to him, he's got the confidence to get by his man, whether it be a flow to get all the way to the rim or kick out. So he's back to Pods from last year as an all-rookie team. And I think this weekend, Tim Hardaway is going to really ride him as the Rising Stars tomorrow night.
No doubt. We're replacing Casey Wallace on Team Hardaway tomorrow night. And his balance and decisiveness. That's what I've noticed since he's returned. He's not just pump faking and saying, you know what, maybe I'll take it, maybe I'll not. He's just letting it fly. 2 of 7 from the 3-point line. But then he adjusts his game, as you just mentioned, Malik, going inside.
And he's hitting the open man. That was just huge.
But I think it's a simple thing. But Steph Curry does it so naturally that you don't even notice it. Just giving that ball up and getting it back with a live dribble. You can watch the defender, what's he going to do? If he closes, you go by him. If he's off you, you knock down that shot. You said decisive. Almost the defense makes the decision for you.
Right.
Once you put that ball down, you're committed, obviously, to play off the dribble. When you have that live dribble, it opens up so many more opportunities offensively.
Brandin Podziemski shooting over 46% over his last 11 games, from the floor. And he's doing everything all over the stat sheet here. Then Jimmy Butler, the big acquisition at the trade deadline. The Warriors are now 3-1 with Jimmy Butler aboard. And you just heard from Steph Curry. He's not even in game shape yet. He's trying to find his stamina, his cardio. Where you see Jimmy tonight, another solid night. 19 points, 6 of 15 from the floor, 6 of 6 from the free throw line. But he's doing all the other things, rebounding, dropping dimes, getting to the free throw line. Well, this is the best is yet to come from Jimmy Butler on this Warriors roster.
Hey, give him that corner 3 too now. Give him that corner 3, first 3 with the Warriors since he's joined. There it is, right there. But this is exactly what the Warriors needed. Someone that can get to the line. And you know what? I really like this connection that Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler are making. Some of them I feel like he might be forcing them. But again, with more chemistry, as Steph mentioned, that continues to build, that play can happen a little bit better.
Don't you just feel the pressure on the defense when he catches the ball in the mid-post? Where that used to be exclusively strictly a pass.
Imagine a star like Jimmy Butler arriving to transform a team, and already in his first month, he leads the Warriors into a new phase. But what does this really mean for the team's future? Last night, the Golden State Warriors were back to winning, defeating the Houston Rockets 105-98. And once again, the tireless Steph Curry shone with 27 points. But there's something new in the air. Jimmy Butler, in his 4th game, has already made all the difference for the team. With a 3-1 record since his arrival, he brought something Draymond Green didn't hesitate to point out. He changes franchises. And it's not just on paper. The Warriors are becoming a completely different team. But Butler's impact goes far beyond the numbers. In the last game, not only did he help hold off a Rockets comeback in the second half, but he brought something crucial: physical presence and basketball IQ. As Wendy from ESPN pointed out, he has something the Warriors needed: someone who knows how to get to the free throw line and, more importantly, knows how to do it efficiently. While Curry continues to shine, this adjustment has been a real game changer. And here comes the question: Is the chemistry between Curry, Butler, and Green enough to make the Warriors a true title contender? They're far from being the favorites, but the story we're seeing now might change everything. In recent games, the Warriors have shown signs of recovery, but there's still a challenge: how to maintain that consistency in the second half of the season. What can we expect when they return home, where the long stretch of road games starts to take its toll? As Perk mentioned, the key will be to keep the game from relying too much on the three-point shot and explore other dimensions. They have an easier schedule ahead, but the question is, can they keep the momentum? So guys, what do you think of this revolution with the Warriors? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe for more analysis like this. Now, let's take a look at what the Warriors need to do to ensure Jimmy Butler's impact is enough to take them to the playoffs without any surprises. For Golden State fans, this Butler era might be more promising than it seems. Keep an eye on it, because the second half of the season promises a lot. And if you haven't seen our latest video about the fight for the title in the West, click here and get ready for more high-level action. See you in the next video, everyone. Until then, let's see how the Warriors perform after the All-Star break.